Nocturne by Rapp is a play about a 17-year-old boy who accidentally runs over and kills his 8-year-old sister. The play picks up 15 years later and deals with, among other things, the disintegration of his family and his struggle back from that disaster. The bedrock of Nocturne is not simply about tragedy, but about the grace and humor this man finds in his day-to-day. We began table reads a few months back of Nocturne, followed by lengthy discussions. I would then go home, filter through all that feedback, set myself up in front of a camera, and film what I call the chair sessions, aptly named for the crappy vinyl chair in my living room. We're now at the stage with this play and with the rehearsal where we desperately need to find feet for this play. You know, it's physical life, get the words off the page. But these feet need shoes. How do we pay for rehearsal space? How do we pay for all the things that aren't on the page that we're bringing to the show? And that is why you are in possession of this packet. Actually, our production is requiring very little. Our budget is modest, even by theater standards. We are all involved in Nocturne because when you connect with something that fills you, you want to fill the world with it. And with a little help from you folks, I think that we'll be able to breathe this play to life and hopefully give breath to anyone else who needs it. Okay, we're going to leave you with a snapshot of one of the chair sessions. This will be the only scene that has another live actor in it with me on stage, the character of my father. It's 15 years after the accident, and it's been 15 years since I've seen or talked to him. Thank you for, if nothing else, allowing us some time to talk to you about this. Time in what I'm sure is a world every bit as complex as the world of this play, hopefully with a lot less sorrow, but with equal parts beauty and peace. We'll see you in September. And I'm suddenly seized with this need to leave. I can stay at the YMCA, and I start for the door. He says, "You're losing your hair, huh?" I stop. And I say, "So are you." "Fuzz doesn't count," he says. And I turn back. "I'm sorry, bad joke." He smiles. His teeth again, his teeth dim as a once bitten apple. He says, "They say a son gets his hair from his mother." And I say, "Well, Jan had some intense hair." "Do you have any romance in your life?" he asks. "A girlfriend?" "No," I say, "not really. Handsome fellow like yourself." I tell him I was seeing someone for a while, but that it didn't work out. He says, "Why not?" "Because, Dad, I'm impotent." And I say, "An impotent version isn't a very good combination. Plus, I work at a bookstore. I'm not exactly made of money. It's not the greatest resume in the world." "Women fall for poets all the time," he says. So I tell him about the redheaded girl with gray-green eyes who helped me with publishing my novel. I narrate our courtship and the time that we spent reading aloud to each other and our walks along the park, and I romanticize her Caribbean sea eyes and the intensity with which she listens and with her laugh that awakened me. And I look up and I realize that my father has fallen asleep. I take his hand. It is long and slender and soft like a woman's. The hand of a pianist. I stay there like that for a long time. My father doesn't shift in the chair once. He hardly breathes. He simply is. Painlessly. Almost pleasantly. His fingers curled around my hand as though I am silently leading him onto the ice rink. Through the window I can see that it started to snow. The flakes are enormous and they fall with a stillness attributed to hawks and seagulls. "It's snowing," I say. I know he can't hear me, but I say it again. Snow.